Although I am tired since I haven't slept in over 24 hours. So maybe that'll calm me down from the usual pivots to exclaiming, "Why have I not been murdered?" and other catchphrases. Why haven't I been murdered? It's always funny. Why have I not been brutally murdered yet? Who knows? Let me just really quickly prove my identity. I like how my proof of life is that I can chug quickly, and I say that because I feel like I'm gonna get doppelgangered or cloned, and we all need to find something we're good at that we don't think a doppelganger or clone, they could be like, oh yeah, no, this is that person. He's different, but that's just plastic surgery. Oh yeah, if you're never gonna get plastic surgery in this timeline, it's probably best to just say, I will never get plastic surgery if you see somebody with plastic surgery that is not me. We're getting to a point in the timeline where it's like, that's not bad advice. Again, I'm going off Jim Carrey and probably a lot of other things. So yeah, do stuff that you don't think that a doppelganger could do. In my case, I can drink beer quickly. And I don't even really want to. My stomach's kind of fucked up. But I do need to prove my identity, and no, this has nothing to do with the fact it's a morning beer. It's actually very good chugging beer. It's a good beer. I actually haven't had it in a while. However long that was. Proof of life. 4/19/2026, as if they couldn't just deep fake or anything, whatever. That's what we all have to do. Because we're getting to the shady part of this timeline where I don't even think I think it extends past celebrities at this point. Because yeah, celebrities. I'm using Jim Carrey as an example. I don't even know what the fuck's up with that, but he's either wearing a mask or I don't know. I don't follow that stuff. But even if it was like playing a practical joke or something, it still used a mask, which anybody could have used. So it, if anything, it just proves that they can do this. So yeah, pick something you can do that you don't think could. Maybe they find somebody on a bus stop. Oh yeah, you look like that guy. Can we give you plastic surgery and then you get to pretend to be this person? But then I don't know. You follow that thread, but anything you can do you don't think, just put it on the record. If you're never going to get plastic surgery, you should say you're never going to get plastic surgery. If you can do something, in my case, chugging, weird flexibility in my fingers, I could like kind of manipulate them like, I don't know. And again, it's not like impressive, I'm not like showing off or anything, I'm not showing off with the drinking either. It's more effective. If they try and doppelganger me or clone me or whatever this bullshit dystopic timeline turns into, yeah, somebody's pretending to be me. Can't chug beer within 5 to 6 seconds. Or you could do water. That actually probably be better because I think I have a drinking problem. Oh yeah, water would actually work. But yeah, for me it's that and the finger, just the flexibility and finger thing, which again is not like hugely good. It's just something I don't think. They try and trot somebody out and you're like, hey, do that thing that the other guy or the same guy could do. Because you look different a little bit. And then they're like, I can't do that anymore. It's like, you're not him. And that's what I would do if I was in an audience and kind of drunk. But I was only drunk because I had to prove my identity earlier, so I don't know why I have to justify this. I feel like I've just added extra steps. But yeah, theoretically, I think I overused the term, you get it. Because I can see people watching be like, no, we don't fucking know what the fuck you're talking about. Maybe explain yourself better. You get it. I don't know. But yeah, if you're in a similar situation, it doesn't have to be even like important or impressive. If you learned like the flute or some instrument in high school and you can still remember something and do it pretty easily, get that on film. And then if somebody's like, oh yeah, we live in dystopia, and they kind of change people out or like switch stuff up because this whole fucking thing is bullshit. Hey, can you still play that like trombone or saxophone or flute or do a cartwheel? I don't know, just anything. Anything, just get it on camera. And then if they're like, oh, do you get plastic surgery because you look different? Oh yeah, I had some work done. Yeah, well, fucking play that flute and see what happens. And they're like, oh yeah, I can't do that anymore. Like, they tried getting me with the whole doppelganger thing. Cause we're in dystopia as fuck over here. I don't agree with that. You know, for a very... It's not even a schizo video anymore, because all I'm saying is stuff that has been proven that they're doing. It's a little schizo of how I'm saying it, but the overall vibe is, I like to think the overall vibe is, at least he's kind of trying. Doing stuff incorrectly, and yeah, I do things because I see these same things happening to others, and I see them not seeing the same patterns I see and being part of it long enough to see the bullshit that they're doing. It's no fault of their own because everybody sort of takes, goodwill and stuff, but they do some fucked up stuff. So, I like to think this maybe balances or relevels the field a little bit because they rig algorithms, so they'll funnel you down psyops and honeypots, and rig everything in their favor, and it's bullshit. And you can't really find too much stuff that gives you information. Right, they'll just add metadata to this so nobody can find it, but maybe there are enough poison pills where it actually becomes beneficial to... I'm not saying all of it, most of my stuff is probably I wouldn't say unwatchable, but just fucking stupid, and unhelpful. Unhelpful is a better word. But some of it's... When you have such limited information, the things I do, I believe, kind of relevel the field a bit. Because I don't choose sides. I'm not good or evil. I attempt to relevel the field neutrally. And right now, one side has unleveled it so much by rigging it in their favor, having infinite tech, infinite backends to tech, infinite resources, infinite drones, infinite felonies and obstruction of justice, and just all the rest of it, which you can't really do a fucking thing about. Or maybe you can in the future. Right now, you kind of can't. So, I like to think maybe what I do, assuming everything's in good faith, which it never fucking is right now, but in good faith, there needs to be a releveling. I think I can help releveling. Of just spreading new information, new knowledge, new patterns, new complexity. You always add complexity to the system. Complexity is just novelty. It's what others don't do, even if it's nonsense, even if it turns out just not to be all that good. I hear a couple drones overhead. Oh, I went outside earlier today when the sun was coming up, and I could see so many fucking... I can't say war crimes, because I looked that up, and if it's against your own citizens, it's not war crimes of the nanotech that they're dropping. It's technically crimes against humanity and a few other things, which I guess is... And that's a technically correct term for it. Poisoning your own citizens without due process. We live in the worst fucking timeline. But sometimes you don't get brutally murdered for way longer than you have expected. Yeah, but anyway, I like to think that there's a releveling and that what I do can help add complexity by adding new information, new knowledge to people who are in a similar situation. Whether that be chaotic good, neutral. Just not used for evil. I've been through enough. I don't ask for too much. I don't get anything. I don't ask for too much and I get literally negative stuff. When you factor in the Havana Syndrome, the war, or crimes against humanity with the stuff that they dump right over my house, with the neighbors who just idle their cars long stretches of time, and probably that idling covers up some other shit that they're doing with some frequency or some shit. If you're seeing this, you probably are in the same bullshit dystopic psyop timeline I'm in. It's very stupid. Weirdly, though, and I'm kind of debating here, but I think it's useful advice to some extent, but I don't know how much of an outlier I am, and maybe I have protections I don't know about, maybe others don't, so maybe my advice is like, oh, I can just do stuff, and then somebody tries doing stuff, and it's like, oh, they brutally murdered me, and I'm like, oh yeah, I thought they were gonna brutally murder me earlier, so yeah, that's my bad, I was just giving advice, like, sometimes they don't brutally murder you! Yeah, but, my advice would be, test the limits of where the red lines are, because they don't fucking tell you anything. They don't tell you scope. What am I supposed to do? I don't know. They don't tell you timeline. They don't tell you red lines. They'll poison you a shit ton. They'll do some unethical stuff. They'll do a bunch of mail fraud, wiretapping fraud. All tech is hacked. And it's all done in bad faith. Oh, we have a subpoena and warrant. It's not for national security. It's for the people who can write their own laws and have no accountability and are psychopaths. One of them is morbidly obese. Oh yeah, I looked it up, and there's actually stages above morbid obesity. There's super, super morbid obesity. It's okay if you're obese. Sinuses are all fucked up from what they're dropping. It's alright if you're obese. As long as you're a good person, I don't care. I'll fight for you. I just like the fact it pisses it off so much whenever I call it morbidly obese. Now we call it super, super morbidly obese, which technically is a valid term. Although all I can rely on is what I can find with algorithms and AI, and they can... Oh yeah, AI can lie to you, by the way. It could just straight up lie to you. Or, like, reframe it in a technically correct way, but leaving out all the things you would want. Always question stuff. If you notice inconsistencies, errors, reframings, I looked this up. I found a bunch of stuff, but it left out all this. Assuming you want to reverse engineer stuff, figure things out by what they're not showing you, what they're purposely hiding from you. Assuming you want to figure it out. Not even saying that's a good thing, because you just go down way too many rabbit holes, and who knows what the fuck happens to me. I do not know. I mean, test limits a little bit. In ways that... I don't know if this is good advice either, because maybe I should have gone further. But in ways where they can still suppress, but you can figure out what's going on by how they suppress and what they allow. And I think that's how to do it, because when you don't know red lines, and it's bullshit, because they could easily fucking tell you, they have control of all your tech. I'm talking as if this goes out and seeded to somebody in a very similar situation. If this doesn't apply to you, just be like, alright, this doesn't apply to me, I'm going to watch something else. You can still comment on it or talk shit, I don't care. Just know that, yeah, I'm not talking to everybody. I'm not saying, oh, everybody who sees this. It's exactly... No, it's for certain people who are in a very similar situation. You might be part of a different psyop. I don't fucking know. I know very little. I guess a lot. I make a bunch of educated guesses based on patterns I see. That doesn't mean I'm right. That means I might be using the same pattern, but a different branch of that pattern. So I might be wrong, but wrong in similar ways to how I could be right if things were different. That's kind of a cop-out, but it actually kind of makes sense. To me, at least. But then again, I'm heavily poisoned. Frequently. Murdered all that much. So that's... Unless I am constantly murdered and just shifted to a different timeline, which I can play out. Just kind of funny, but I probably wouldn't like that. I don't know. Things get weird here. Document stuff. If you're a targeted individual, or... That's such a bullshit term, but I don't know the correct terminology. If you're being targeted... or gang stalking is even the wrong term. Or it's a term purposely meant to sound so paranoid that they can discount you as, oh, he's just schizophrenic. You live near a bunch of 5G towers and stuff. Plus, they can do targeted energy rays with something that's just in your neighbor's house. Oh yeah, I remember why I'm pissed off now and why I started this video. Somewhere there's a video of me on my own property. Drinking a beer, being slightly annoying, but at the same time, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. But yeah, just on my lawn, like, talking while recording. And my neighbor, he had his garage door open, and it was kind of like... Because that's what he always fucking does, whenever I'm outside. And he'll just pretend to be doing shit. Oh, I have to move this flagpole to the other side. Oh, I have to move it back now. Oh, I have to organize my garage by moving stuff and then moving it back. And that's what they do. It's fucking weird and creepy, but, especially that guy. That boy ain't right, but... Yeah, no, a while back, and I commented on this at the time, he was using a leaf blower. There were no leaves. There was no reason to use a leaf blower, and I'm like, he's just using a leaf blower, he's just trying to make noise. Fuck you. Something along those lines. No, fuck you! I know what that's for now. And I should have pieced it together before. I was on a targeted individual conference call, guy running it. Good guy. Yeah. They do that because all the stuff they're dropping, all the aerosolized stuff, when it hits the ground, it's no longer active. They do a leaf blower, puts it back up. So he was just trying to fucking poison me. Oh yeah, that's the same guy who's called the police on me over 3 times. Or technically 2 that I know about, but 1 I believe he told somebody else to do. Because I talked to him. I was like, you call the police on me all the time. He's like, oh, and neighbors do it too. Something tells me he's telling neighbors to it too. Plausible deniability. But nonetheless, he still called it 2 times. It's a little fucked up, don't you think? Especially since we're neighbors. Oh, you think I'm having a psychotic episode? You think it's a great idea to be like, Oh yeah, let's just call the police and have something on his record that says he's psychotic so that it's easier to commit him later. Because that's a huge part of gang stalking. That's like one of the biggest parts. And this is all documented. You can find declassified stuff about that. A lot of it is trying to have you committed. It's kind of interesting. Isn't that obstruction of justice somehow? Oh yeah, he says he's in law enforcement. He says he's a 911 operator. Interesting. Not for our town, for Sacramento. Just saying. Just using free speech here. Oh, I know he's intercepting it. And I know it's going to be funny when I see him later. Because he has to pretend like he doesn't see anything I do, because that would blow his cover. So it's hilarious, because I'm all nice to him, and he's like, trying to not be mean, but he's like, I know it bugs him, and that's funny to me. I have no problem with it if you stop calling the police on me multiple times and filing false police reports, and then when I call the station, being like, look, I'm not trying to do anything, but I need some stuff on the record. Also, Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, one of those two. You have a right to face your accuser. If somebody's filing false police reports, and you ask the police officer, how is it that they don't give you the name of the person who called it in? Because they have it. He's even, the detective, or whoever I talked to, not going to name names, he was a nice guy. As long as everybody's nice to me, I'm nice to everybody. That guy, though, especially with the leaf blower, which I just found out about, I thought he was just being annoying. I'm like, yeah, whatever, write him. It's annoying, I'll write up. But no, it's literally, and it makes complete sense now. I should have pieced it together way earlier. But yeah, on the targeted individual call, the guy was like, yeah, they'll just do leaf blowers. Because it gets the stuff they've dropped back into the air. And even if he's wrong about that, the fact that it's happening to so many people, because so many people were like, oh yeah, they do that. It makes complete sense. Dropping all this stuff, it hits the ground, it becomes inert, it's not getting into your... You do a leaf blower, it gets back in. Yeah, so he's just trying to fucking poison me. Along with calling the police on me multiple times. Along with him being in law enforcement. Along with the detective. I don't even know if it's a detective, because so much of my phone and tech is so goddamn hacked. Oh yeah, they'll just impersonate literally anybody. Attorneys, anybody you reach out to. It's the worst goddamn timeline. But yeah, nonetheless, I was gonna let it go, but no. That's why I was doing it, because I was outside, and it was like a leaf blower. I just wrote it off as, fuck you, that's annoying, I don't care enough to really do much. But yeah, I was trying to aerosolize it, because I was outside. And then if I fucking brought it up, he would gaslight the fuck out of me. I didn't bring it up, but whenever I fucking say anything that goes... And it's not like even good gaslighting. It's literally the easiest thing to prove or disprove. He'll be like, I've lived here 5 years. I had to call the police. You were yelling at drones. There aren't even any drones. There was literally a drone overhead as he was saying that. Why would you just double down on the most easily provable thing? Oh yeah, and he yells everything. You can't have a quiet conversation. What happens is, and I assume it's because there are cameras, everybody has doorbell cam, security cam, etc. And he's just yelling all this stuff, and I assume he wants it more on the record of like, oh yeah, because he'll say, oh yeah, no, we were neighbors you were fine, and then 6 months ago, things have changed. You're all yelling at things and thinking they're drones out to get you. They're not. It's literally a drone overhead, and it's just like, yeah, alright, man. Oh yeah, I knocked on his door to just have a man-to-man conversation with him. He wasn't home. His wife was home. His wife was very pleasant. His kids seemed fine. I have no beef with them. Yeah, I just wanted to talk to him. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk to him because they fucking disabled my... drone flew over. My internet was disabled and I have a really fucking important thing. And I came to him and I was like, yeah, bro, look, I know you're not the drone guy. I don't need to know this. But maybe tell somebody to just get my internet back. Like the absolute least fucking... He could have just been, I don't know what you're talking about, and then just gone inside, my internet's fine, and we could just left the plausible deniability there, and that's fine. I'm fine with that. I know what's going on, but I'm fine with that. I don't need to take anybody down, or... I'm doing it now, because fuck that guy. But, well, no, it could have just been that. It could have just been a civil conversation. But no, I'm just like... Look, bro, internet's gone down. I've also made a call. Oh, yeah, this one I made a call, or tried to make a call, to, I need to resume that. I'm trying to make a call to the FBI. Not even to be like, oh, there are gang stalkers, you need to go after it. More like, yeah, I know I'm being gang stalked. The person doing it is fucking stupid. Somebody needs to look in on them because they're going to take everybody else down because they're so goddamn dumb. I would have phrased it differently, but that would have been the route I would take. Don't, if you're being gang stalked. At least in this timeline right now, maybe in the future, I don't know. If you're being gang stalked, don't tell people you're being gang stalked. Or don't tell any professionals, any doctors, anything that would get on the record, because they'll write you off as schizophrenic. And then they'll have pretext to commit you. Because it's the most corrupt timeline, by far. By far. These people just do this shit to you. With 5G, I assume Starlink, I assume some targeted energy thing from, some handheld thing that can go through walls, and if there's a neighbor. Nothing I'm saying is sci-fi. They literally have patents for all of this. So, or allegedly, because I assume this timeline would rather sue me than, or I assume I'd be murdered, but if not, it'd be, you're disparaging us. Meanwhile, they're just doing all this bullshit. But, yeah, so I was going to let things go. So, yeah, he kept dropping calls, or calls kept being dropped, drones were flying over, things were getting deleted, things were not letting me go on the internet. I come over, I'm like, look, man, I know you're not part of it, or you have to approach it like, look, man, I don't need to know too much. I'm having issues with my internet. There are drones flying over. I know you're not the drone guy. We can have plausible deniability. Maybe my internet comes on. That'd be nice. That's how I'm approaching things. Because that's the most correct way. His technically most correct response is, like, I don't know what you're talking about. And, yeah, but I appreciate your input. Or something like that. And then maybe the internet comes on. And then maybe we both are like, okay, fine. No, he's like, how dare you accuse me of this? You're accusing me of running drones over your house? I'm like, no, I'm saying drones are over my house, you might know about it. Like, they gaslight you. Literally anything you say, they will reframe it to make you sound crazy. And he just does that and yells as loud as possible. And I assume he's trying to do that because there are, like, security cams and stuff on the block. And then I can use that against me. Even though he does it in the stupidest ways of like, I've lived here 5 years. You keep saying drones are flying over? I've only seen like one drone. And there's a drone fucking right over his head. I don't know why they pick the lies that are easiest to disprove. I was kind of going like, yeah, what else have I said that you want to... Because he literally would just yell stuff that's, especially the easiest falsifiable stuff, or provable stuff, or whichever you want to look at it. Yeah, it was that. What were some of the other ones? Because, yeah, I was yelling at a drone for flying over my house on my own property. I was yelling, but within decibel levels, I've looked at decibel levels. Look at the decibel level and every single ordinance of where you live. Stay within the lines. Because they're the fucking types that'll get you on anything. Don't get me wrong, they'll do all the same things you do. But if you do them, they'll try and have you committed or whatever else. It is what it is. You adapt. You can fight it, or you can adapt. Because they can't adapt. You can adapt. They're not used to things not playing by a script. Don't play by a script. Because fuck them. That's why. So yeah, he was yelling about drones. He always says, I've been here 5 years, 5.5 years, and you were fine. And then 6 months ago, things have changed, man. And it's like, I know exactly what you're fucking trying to do. You're trying to be like, he's schizophrenic. He's off, man. He needs meds. We need to have a welfare check. Oh, this timeline's bullshit with trying to have you committed. Doing bullshit to you. I mean, I can't prove or disprove that he has some sort of I don't even know. I guarantee there's something. I'm targeted energy rays, and yeah, I get what it sounds like. I literally have patents for this. It would not be difficult to just aim something. Not to mention there's a 5G tower, and I've seen a bunch more 5G towers. Those are... Fuck it, I burned enough bridges. You know what else is good to burn? 5G towers. Theoretically, not a call to action, allegedly, other things. Because honestly, I grew up in the 90s. I grew up with Napster, LimeWire. Internet was slow. You could still get stuff. Why do we need 5G towers? Why wouldn't we be okay with buffering? maybe 30 seconds of video. That's not that much. The trade-off is we don't have towers that literally can target us and fuck with our heads. Again, this is provable. 5G towers are 100% safe, but let's say they can manage 2,000 cell phones. If they're used correctly, they manage 2,000 cell phones. If they manage incorrectly, they'll beam 1,000 things worth of cell phones right at someone, or somebody's tech, or whatever. I'd much rather... We're going towards 6G. We're literally going toward... things we should all be furious about. The fact we're not furious about it, I was going to say infuriates me, but it's actually kind of understandable since the same people doing this are the same ones rigging tech and rigging the algorithm so that... I feel like my phone's about to die. 5%. They'll fly drones over and it'll go from 5% to 0 in a minute. I'll cut it off here. 5G towers, we would be fine with 4G. Even 3G. 3G was fine! Oh no! A video I'm trying to watch is gonna buffer for 20 seconds. Versus, oh no! They're gonna use 5G towers to fuck up my head with microwave radiation. You pick which one you want. I'm gonna pick the one with less... I can't say war crimes, because it's not technically war crimes, it's crimes against humanity. And also, I'm not saying burn down 5G towers. If something were to happen to them, everything would be better, but I'm not saying anything. Jury nullification and 5G towers kind of go together pretty well. Destroying the drones flying over that are stealing everything of yours and doing all this other bullshit and you don't know what's happening. Those just, something happened to those? That probably wouldn't be the worst thing. Jury nullification. And again, when I play this out, I'm usually murdered as I'm saying this, because the same ones I'm saying this about are the same ones doing this bullshit. But I'm not! What does that tell you? It should tell you something. It's almost like I'm allowed to do this. It's almost like there's some ritual that is broken, and they can no longer murder me, because it would be, I don't know, validating, because I already say, alright, could be murdered, and I feel like it's less funny. Now, alright, my phone's 100% about to die, because of course it is. Granted, I probably have the battery life to keep this going for another 20 minutes, but of course, they'll fly a drone over, and it'll go from 5% to 0. Even though it doesn't have to, the battery's fine. Every time this happens, it's because they want it to happen. You could be mad at them, or you could allow them to rig algorithms so that you fight amongst yourself, or fight amongst yourselves. Because we're in the same class. Whether you're Republican, Democrat, regardless of issue, you have more in common with each other than billionaires by orders of magnitude. But the ones you don't have anything in common with will rig algorithms so we fight amongst each other. It's fucked up. It's a fucked up timeline. 4/19/2026. Oh, it's almost 4:20. 6:40 a.m. Haven't slept for a while and drank a little bit, but it is what it is. Is this a poison pill type video? A schizo type video? All of the above. I don't know what to do with this, but I know they'll fly a drone over and steal it. I don't know what happens from there. This timeline makes no sense.